Justin, how would you kind of assess that round out there today, especially with how difficult the conditions were?
Really good. I would take that 600 any day. I thought, in the beginning, on the first hole, I made, I think, a 12-footer for par on the fringe. That just kind of kept the confidence of the putter going. I thought off the tee, I didn't do so great. Kind of missed some fairways with the driver early. But, I mean, here you don't hit too many drivers. You hit a lot of irons off the tee, hit a lot of threes off the tee. So I thought those I did well, but hopefully I can clean up the driver on the weekend.
Yeah. And you kind of, your career, you were a terrific amateur player, terrific in college, great on Korn Ferry, made a lot of cuts here. Is this the next step? Contention, winning? Do you feel like you're on that trajectory?
Definitely. I think this year I've put myself in this position a few times. Didn't do great on the weekends as far as I would have hoped, but I think over time and experience, I think it'll get me, probably a little bit more comfortable. You learn a little bit more about yourself and how well you can handle the situation. So I think overall I haven't changed much. I think it's just small things about making the right decisions over the course of 72 holes.
Maybe what was maybe some of the biggest things you learned, maybe the Honda players and at the PGA just a couple weeks ago on those weekends?
I mean, I would say the pace is a little bit faster than a Thursday, Friday round. Obviously on the weekend you're playing faster because it's twosomes, but I think when you're in the moment and you're playing up in the leaderboard, there's a lot, things are moving faster. And I think slowing it down, just kind of being aware of it helps you just, stay in the moment and play the shots that you need to play. And as far as dealing with that, I think having a system with your caddy, it really helps. We have a pretty good system already, but I think just being aware of, what we're trying to accomplish on the golf course just helps.
Try to do quick research. I saw you left here for one term, and that was kind of a turning point in some way for you. Do you remember? I mean, I'm not sure. It was a vague reference, so I'm not exactly sure what it was, but it must have been playing here. And then you went back home, and you made some kind of adjustment after that?
I mean, this is my first professional start.
Right.
And I think during that time it was kind of a whirlwind of, a lot of golf. I went from, regionals to NCAA championships, flew here, I think on a Monday, played this event, went back to California, and I think there was a 36-hole qualifier at California. So, I mean, it was just a long week, and I remember, I left this golf course knowing that I really like it, just the way it plays and how it fits in my game. So for me to come back a few years later, I was super excited. This is kind of the tournament I had my eyes on.
Do you, Justin, always expect to putt the way you did today?
No, I don't think anyone's expecting to gain 7 strokes off 2 days. But
so you looked at that, okay.
Yeah, I just found out, 5 minutes ago. But I think, my putting has definitely been my strength over the course of my professional career. And like I said, I don't do any drills. I don't put any tees down, no putting plates. For me, putting's all about just, practicing how to make putts. And I think I've done that for so long where the only thing I really trust is my eyes and just my feel and setup. So I keep it pretty fresh tournament to tournament. For me, feel is huge on the putting greens for me to just kind of walk on my line and feel the slope. So I think for me, it's just all visual and internal, really.
What was your favorite? You had a number of pretty good par saves today, along with all the birdies. Any of those stand out?
Probably the one on the first. That was a big momentum swinger just off the bat. I hit a horrible chip to the front fringe. It was actually a tricky putt. It was breaking heavy in the beginning, then straightened out. And for that to go in, I thought, it just kind of put a little more pep in my step for the next, 17 holes. So I thought that was a big putt to just start off with.
And then you made the one on 18 to give yourself the lead. Were you aware that if you made that, you would have the second round lead?
Yeah, I was pretty aware. That leaderboard's pretty big on 18,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've been in this situation before, so Hideki's also a great guy. I really enjoy playing with him, so I'm sure we'll have a lot of fun.
Do you feel like your game sets up well for tough golf courses? Because you played well with Honda players, PGA, now here.
It seems so. I've done a lot better in, I think, tougher tournament conditions, and I think just the way we kind of piece a course together in our strategy and how we play courses, I think the tougher it is, the better. I think off the tee, I find a lot of fairways, and I try not to get into too much big trouble. I definitely enjoy faster greens, and yeah, I've definitely noticed that tougher the course is, the better I play. So that brings some confidence.
Justin, excuse me one second, Bill.
Yep.
Potentially ready to make a complete fool of myself, but I really don't care. I'm trying to remember when Victor and Colin came out. Were you about the
Same year.
time? Okay, so you were kind of all kind of packaged together almost in some pre-tournament stuff, some early tournaments, right? Was that to see them go off and succeed immediately, and you not doing bad necessarily, but not having that same rate? Did that affect you in any way? Make you envious? Make you want to kill them? Any of the above?
No, I mean, to be honest, like I was actually doing pretty bad. I was missing cuts. I wasn't doing great. But as far as mentally and physically, I injured my wrist, coming out of so much golf, and that obviously hurt. But as far as knowing how to get better and, what I find myself improving, I really didn't care what they were doing. I thought, the better they do, almost better for me because, they're the same year as me. If they can do it, I can do it. So it brought a little bit more confidence, and I thought, like over the course of 3 years, I didn't really think about what they were doing. I knew what I had to do to get better, and I've stayed consistent doing the same things for probably ever since I was in college. The system that Coach Sambry, he put on how to practice, how to get better, all those combines that we do. So, yeah, I mean, their early success was great for me, I thought. I didn't pay too much attention to it.
I just wondered if that didn't put extra expectations on you when things get promoted that way.
Not at all. Okay. I think, everyone's kind of on their own path. So for me to just realize that and just focus on myself, and I knew I had to get better because obviously the golf I was playing in 2019 sucked. So I think I knew I had to get better, and for me to just find a way to get better and how I practice, that's probably what I'm most proud of. For it to show over the course of these tournaments is, it's cool.
And you mentioned a qualifier a minute ago. They've been doing this for a couple of years, but how sweet is it with the Korn Ferry points exemption, to not have to play golf Monday if you don't want to, unless you want to play a practice round somewhere? Being in the Open is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, definitely. It's cool just because it's in LA this year, so I'll be going back to pretty close to where I went to school. I played it probably 10 times when I was in school. And when I was there at Riviera, I got an exemption this year. The fans were amazing. I got to see a lot of my friends. The atmosphere is really exciting, so I'm looking forward to going to LA.
Give us some thoughts on LACC.
It's long. It's very difficult. It's probably one of the most craziest green complexes that I've seen. There's places to miss it, places to favor, and I think it's just going to be a great test of golf.
Which of the par threes stand out to you over 5?
The one where I might have to hit driver. Yeah. There's a few really tough ones, but I think it's number 6 where it's they can stretch it out to 290. So hopefully they don't go that far back, but I'm sure they will.
What do you think about 15? The one that's about 80 yards?
15.
Or can be 80 yards.
Yeah, I think that's a cool one just because for how short it is, it's still tough. You have to hit the green, so I think it'll just, depending on how fast the greens are, it'll be a tough test.
What are you expecting? I mean, you've played LACC, but you haven't played it when the USGA
I'm actually
gets their hands on it.
sorry, I got cotton in my eyes.
You're good.
Kind of stinging. I really don't really know what to expect. I think depending on how long the rough is, that'll dictate how hard the course is. So I think, to see that on Monday and Tuesday, it'll be interesting. But I don't know. For me, like each tournament, I just try to play my best golf. So,
Where was high school for you?
Evergreen Valley High School
Okay.
in San Jose.
How many California courses have bent greens? I've always thought that was kind of weird about
Bent
LA.
greens.
You kind of expect POA everywhere you go.
I'm not sure. I think I grew up on POA, but Bent's pretty similar. I think as far as just kind of how it rolls, I think POA is just a little bit you know, a little bit more variable, especially on those short ones, and vent seems to stay smoother throughout the course of the day, so that's definitely a plus.
You're living in Las Vegas now, right?
I do, yeah.
David Lipsky also he had a great round
Yeah,
today.
yep.
Are you close with him?
Yeah, I mean, we had dinner yesterday. It was me, him, JJ, Kurt, Kitayama, and Taylor Montgomery, so most of the Vegas guys. And Lipsky actually paid, so he's, you know, we thought it would give him some good luck, so yeah, maybe I have to pay tonight, so we'll see. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks.